Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, the big and furry bovine, and joining me on the program, as is often his way, is Bronk in England. How you doing, Bronk?
Hello. I'm all right. I don't always join, but I am here quite regularly.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate it, you know? Yeah,
Yes.
every so often
I feel
people
the
will
love.
comment and say, "Who is that guy? Get him off your show." And it's like, you don't understand.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bronk's been around forever.
I'm like
And
fungus. I'm like toe fungus. You just cannot get rid of me. You can kind of suppress me, but I don't go away.
you know how
Yeah.
many guests we've had and video chatters over the course of all these years?
Yeah. And I'm a constant. I'm like a
Yeah,
toe
right.
fungus.
I mean, but they either start their own thing like Derek, does, and I had one who died. you know,
There's several
uh,
who died, I think. Some that go to prison, and
yeah, that's right.
the
Get
whole thing.
hauled off during a program. Absolutely, we've seen it all.
We've seen it all. Yeah.
For
But anyway.
and Ron Leffman says, I've been around since day one. Is that true, Ron? That you were around for the very beginning, the seminal? Oh,
Wow.
Mogambi, gotcha. Yeah, for the seminal
Wow.
Moohead Radio broadcast.
Predates me then.
Now, were these the audio only ones? Because the originally there was no video; they were just audio, and those shows were whack, totally whack. But I've stopped doing acid since then. But they were absolutely. I mean, when you had no pictures, no facial expressions, I couldn't even go. I couldn't do anything. Yeah,
I date back from the Romeo Crennel blog TV era. So
audio archives back in the day.
Wow.
Back in the day. Wow. And Double P says he was around for the Freddie Kitchens era.
Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about this, Rick. Today's theme is you have the Cleveland Cavaliers who are fighting for a championship.
Yep.
And you've got the Cleveland Browns who are fighting to get a 35-year-old quarterback who has no arm left.
Oh God.
And we've already got the other former Steeler who has small hands. Why are you still talking about the Browns? The Browns suck. The Browns know they suck. The Browns know they're gonna tank this year.
Oh
And
God.
all of this Myles Garrett horseshit. It's like the Deshaun Watson horseshit. The fans would rather have a soap opera than a football team. It's amazing to me.
It seems to be that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I just want a team that's entertaining to watch. I don't want a team that causes agita. I don't want that. But here we are. And people they seem to feed, and maybe they're all losers, just like Jimmy Haslam is. But I'm not. And I judge franchises and sports based upon how good they are. Yeah. But it's like, it's not just about who says who's good, but what teams are playing together that find a way to win as opposed to finding a way to lose. It's really interesting. I've been watching NBA games while the Cavaliers haven't been playing, and it's really funny to watch some of the teams that are always going into the fourth quarter slightly ahead or even, and they find ways to lose in the fourth quarter. Utah Jazz, excuse me. There's a bunch of teams that just find a way to lose. And, Washington Wizards, excuse me.
Hey, they beat Detroit last night. I was watching that game.
Oh hell! I mean,
talk about choke job, JB Bickerstaff.
And you've seen the Cavaliers play their worst basketball against some of these teams, And going into the fourth quarter, and in the third quarter, the Cavs will be down by 17 points. It's like we're cooked,
Yeah.
like the last time. I'm on Twitter going, "That's it. That's the end of the streak."
No,
And
never
these
never
teams,
live tweet a game. It's
no,
my rule.
yeah, no, but I mean, but these teams, they find a way to lose. It's really
Correct.
unbelievable.
Oh, I've got a quiz for you and the rest of the gang because this
Yes.
sort of fits into the thing. Now, since the Cavaliers are 55-10, people tend to remember the bad games, the games they've lost for some strange reason.
I don't remember any of those.
But let's see how good people are with their memory. The Cavs have lost a total up to 7 different teams. 3 of those teams they've lost twice. Can you name the 7 teams?
Oh, I wouldn't even begin to try because I just don't dwell on that. It seems to me we lost to the Hawks twice, and
Yep.
that happened in a short period of
Yep.
time.
It did.
And
Another that's one of the twice teams.
the Celtics was a twice team.
Correct. There's one left.
How many left?
One left of the lost twice. And that was quite
who beat,
that was
who
in
beat us
succession.
twice? Oh, I
I'll
don't
give you a
know.
hint. Sengun!
Oh God, the Rockets. Yeah,
Houston Rockets. Now
Yeah,
there's
there you go.
four other teams left, and they are Oklahoma City, quite famously, kicked our ass. The 76ers. And anybody want to guess the last 2?
no.
The Heat and the Pacers.
Well, the Heat always beats us one time. I was amazed that we went in there and beat them in Miami because
Yeah.
we never do that. I'm just like, it had been such a long time since we'd beaten the Heat in Miami. It was cuckoo.
So how
But-
many teams are in the league? Like 30, and we've beaten 22 of them without them beating us?
Yeah.
I don't think we played everybody yet. Like, there's somebody we haven't played, but
I mean, you're watching the Cleveland Browns, for example, and the score is 17-7. They're losing.
Yep.
And you just go to your refrigerator and make yourself a snack. They're not going to win.
No, absolutely.
I mean, you know they just not going to come. Yeah, they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
Just not going to do it. With the Cavaliers, I mean, you better stick to the end because
Correct.
you never know what's going to happen. And it usually results in the Cavaliers winning. Somebody went on Twitter today and said to me, "Yeah, Mr. Wuhan, I was following you the last game. And you said we were going to lose in the third quarter. And what do he goes, I really thought you were right. But what do you think this time against the Memphis Grizzlies?" And it's like the last I heard, Aldama, who is a guy who's 7 foot tall, not playing. He's out.
All right.
And there's a questionable next to Jaren Jackson's name, who is kind of their Evan Mobley, if you will. And if that would be 2 big men down, that would really hurt the interior defense of the Grizzlies. But still, the game is going to be won and lost with the Cavaliers defense because Donovan Mitchell isn't playing. And again, you're taking 24 points off the floor. You better play damn good defense. And as far as our productivity, who knows what Max Strus is going to hit the floor if he's mildly cold, if he's totally cold, or if he's totally hot. Sam Merrill, who knows if he can throw the ball into the ocean or not. There's
like a 19-point to 3-point variance on all these guys like Strus and Merrill, and Jerome even. They either have a 3-point game or a 19-point game. You just don't fucking know.
It's feast or famine for some guys, but the one thing you can always do, and Kenny has done a great job of telling the team, is that you can always play defense. You can always move your feet. That's did I see the Cavaliers playing football at Vanderbilt? No. What was Darius Garland at his old stomping grounds? Why were they at Vanderbilt?
I have no idea.
Got me. So at any rate, you're all talking about the Cleveland Browns who don't have a chance ever.
Oh God, ever.
And if they fall behind, it's completely, they give up and they quit. And here you have a team that continues to try, shorthanded or not, and fights back to win games that they're double digits down, why are you still talking about the Browns? All right. And I'm going to finish up with the Browns. So, they do a cute little dinosaur cupcake press conference to announce, woohoo, Myles Garrett's back. You know something? Myles Garrett doesn't score touchdowns. Myles Garrett doesn't throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage to the wide receivers. He doesn't read the defense. Myles Garrett doesn't do dick except make money so that he can have fancy fast cars that he'll flip in the future. And I don't mean flipping and selling. I mean flipping.
You mean down on Route 8 off of the Divided Highway?
Yeah. I mean, and it's so obvious what's happening that I'll spell it out, and that'll be the last I say of it. If Myles Garrett goes up in front of the Cleveland press and says, well, it wasn't about the money, okay, fine. I'm not going to get into an argument about whether it was the money or what the hell it was. But then he says, and I put a bug in Russell Wilson's ear, and oh, for fucking Christ's sake. Boy, you're a real asset. You're going to try to talk a 35-year-old guy who doesn't have an arm anymore to stay in Cleveland, and he left town anyway. Good job.
He'll get killed here. The offensive line would actually kill Russell Wilson.
I mean, what does it tell you that a guy who's hanging by his fingernails, who, it's like, well, I'm leaving Cleveland without a deal because I'm going to the Giants. They recognized Saquon Barkley. They said he was finished. It's like, that's the only other place he can go. It's wow. What part of hell do you want to go to? And he still leaves Cleveland without a deal. All right.
That's unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. And it's because the team doesn't believe it's going to win next year. They're not trying to field a winning team. They're not in the winning business. They're in the build a dome and bring in,
evil loot from, whatever. I do have some good news though. Our favorite player that was let go, Charlie Hewlett, has been signed by the Eagles, so he'll have a chance to win a ring. Our top long snapper. So I am thrilled about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, good for him. I mean, he's out of town and he's got to be happy.
He has a chance.
A year late for him.
A year late.
Wouldn't that have been funny if he had left last year, got in the Super Bowl, and looked at Myles Garrett and went, neener, neener, neener.
I'm a long snapper and I got a ring.
Look at my ring, Myles. Right there. Yeah. So here's what we have with the Browns. We've got Kenny Pickett, he of the little hands, and we're begging Russell Wilson, please come. Please. We don't have a quarterback, and
where's Kirk Cousins while this is all going on? Why don't we get him in too?
He's injured and not healthy.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
Yeah, his shoulder never recovered, so you can forget about that. That's not going to happen. So this is what we're going to go with. And Kenny Pickett saying basically in roundabout language, the Browns told me I'm going to compete for the starting job. And it's like, the starting job in Cleveland is the guy who's going to get decapitated, you stupid fuck.
Why would you want to die young,
I don't know. Oh, this is funny. Yeah. We brought him in because of his Super Bowl experience.
His championship pedigree.
Oh my God.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, the thing is, you notice that Kenny did not wait till the midnight hour to sign the deal. So there you go, Rick. We're just playing music games like we always do. So why you're still talking about the Browns out there, I have no idea. And why you're saying, we got to bring Nick Chubb back. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nick Chubb, let him have a chance.
Let him rest. Let him rest. Rest in peace.
Well, if he stays in football, let him go to a team that has, an offensive line. Yeah,
But
and it's so funny. They were saying, well, the second piece of the offensive line, Jack Conklin's coming back. And it's like,
oh god,
you know what it turns out? It turns out that signing Jack Conklin saved them money.
right?
It's all
I can
Jimmy.
believe that.
Jimmy Haslam will put a goddamn Tesla Cybertruck on the field. He could give a shit whether he wins or loses. My gosh, the team is nowhere. And you know what they're still talking about on Twitter? Well,
What?
so what do you think? Who do you think's going to emerge as that third wide receiver? It's like, I'm still waiting for the second one, and it's not Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
What kind of, and they're saying, like, could it be David Bell?
David Bell. No.
I'm tired. I'm so tired. So let's talk about the team that's actually winning. So tonight, I'm still waiting to hear back about whether Jaren Jackson's playing, because that's going to be a big thing. Memphis is not an easy team to beat on any circumstance, but in Memphis, it's really tough. Yeah. And it would be nice if there's another one of their big men, their starting big man, who was a good 17, 18 points a game, and big rebounder would be out. Donovan Mitchell's not playing again. And of course, Cleveland fans, I told you he's injured. It's like, no, he's just got a little mild groin thing going on. And there's no reason at this point to tempt fate with the soft tissue.
Yeah, the old groin thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it just, there's no reason to fuck with it. So he's not going to be playing. DeAndre Hunter is probable coming off illness. And for the Cavaliers, it's going to be all about playing defense, because, when you lose 24 points, you got to try to make it up somewhere. And hopefully, Ty Jerome will be recharged, having gotten some rest, and we can get some points from him. One of the distance shooters will be making threes, you can hope, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Memphis are like second in the league, right behind us in total points per game.
Yeah, they are like a team that
gets behind us,
up and down the floor, and get shots up. Yep, and you always say you might hit a team on the wrong night where they're just on, and that's the kind of team they are. They get up and down the floor, and if they start hitting threes, it was like the thing that scared me in the last game. When you have a team that shoots 32% from three and they make like their first 8 of 9, you're going, holy shit, are we in trouble?
Yeah, they
tonight?
were,
yeah. So that's kind of the way it is, and teams can catch fire. And it's funny, I go through Twitter and I see people saying, okay, here are the teams that are the real contenders. And invariably, they're still talking about the Nuggets and the Lakers.
I know. The Lakers were awful yesterday.
Look, that team got nothing. And if you didn't see, Luka's not playing tonight because he's dinged up, because he's got a sore calf, a sore cow, a sore donkey.
A sore moose, the whole thing.
Yep. Yeah. He's fat. He's not in condition. No. And yes, he can score a lot of points, but he can't play a lick of defense. And the team that we beat, the Bucks, just laid it to him. Just laid it to him.
I watched the first half of that. Then I switched over to the Pistons and the Washington.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the Nuggets, they're one player. Yeah, why are you even talking about him? The last time we did play against Memphis, it was a good game. I mean, they're a good basketball team, and they're a solid team in the West, and there's more strength in the West than there is in the East. But, they start talking about, well, the Lakers, ... And then it's like the Celtics, ... And, you know, everyone says, well, you have to make them the favorites because they're the team that won it last time. Fine. You want to say that. But, they are a team that is dominated by two players. Their last game they lost. And the reason they lost is that Jaylen Brown scored 10 points the whole game and fouled out and was doing his Doggy Downer impression where, he was just not with it and just mentally not there. And when he's taking the majority of shots along with Tatum, it's not going to work. And that game, Al Horford was jacking up threes like there was no tomorrow. He started out making them, and then all of a sudden he decided, well, nobody else is joining me out here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up some more, and he threw up all right.
Yep, and Pritchard went missing too. The supposed sixth man of the year bullshit that every time they play the Celtics, they mention that he's going to win that trophy, and he sucks. So, yeah, the OKC killed the Celtics the other night.
Yeah, well, and the fact is that OKC is a damn good team. Yeah. And you saw the defense they were playing. The thing that was interesting about that game is that, the free throw discrepancy.
Yep.
I mean, it was like 35-12. And the Celtics were on the losing end of that.
Yeah.
And it's like when they don't get all the calls
they're old,
way,
they're don't.
Ordinary.
They're ordinary.
That's what Mudcat Grant would say.
Mudcat Grant would say, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Harry, they're ordinary.
I think you need to bring in Tommy Heinsohn about the Celtics against OKC.
Oh, okay.
He's dead, by the way.
It's funny that the one guy named White on the team's black. Okay, that's the first thing I got a problem with. I mean, just come out and say it. Enough of this woke stuff. I'm tired of the woke people. I'm tired. We got to make America great again. I got to make Boston great again, and that means more white players. I mean, take a look at the Lakers. I mean, Austin Reeves. Why could you ask for more? Connect. There's a guy whose name means a bucket. Connect.
Yep. Cornette. Cornette would be his favorite player, wouldn't it?
Luke Cornette.
Cornette.
Oh, God. Sounds like a paper towel.
Luke Cornette. The quicker picker-upper.
God almighty. Yeah, that is what the Lakers are. They're, without LeBron and with Luka hobbling around the court and not guarding anybody. Yeah. Luka's just out there, and he's basically pleasuring himself because he's not doing anything on the defensive end of the court, and he's coming over midcourt and seeing how far a logo three he can hit.
He's playing horse out there.
And it's not helping anybody. Just ridiculous. It is. And it's also a player that blows. That's exactly right, Rick. Very good.
Peyton.
I can hear him saying it, Double P.
Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton Pritchard. Yeah. God, I remember some of the guys.
Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser.
He's even got the Nazi haircut to go with it, too.
Oh, God almighty.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and with LeBron down, and what's so funny is it's like, so you think Luka's still like a leader out there? It's like, why do you think the Lakers were winning? It's not Luka.
No,
his name's not Luka.
This Lakers team is about as good as that Cavs team in 2006 that LeBron single-handedly led to the Eastern Conference Finals. So yeah, they have no talent there.
And here's Tony the Calf. How are you, Tony?
I think Tommy Heinsohn would have. Who's that big African center they have? Iakate or whatever the fuck his name is. Has been playing recently for the
Diabate?
Celtics. No, who in the hell?
No,
is
I
this
know,
guy?
I know the one. I know the guy you
I
mean,
think
Tony.
Bronk, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Nemus Quetta. You imagine Tommy Heinsohn
Quetta,
trying to
yeah.
pronounce that name?
Just send him back to where he's from. I
Send him
don't
back
need
to the
that.
jungle, goddammit.
He's not legal. This is a MAGA thing. He's not legal. They should send him back and put a tariff on him.
Baylor Shireman. Now that's
And Tommy Heinsohn, if he were alive, would be like MAGA all the way. You know that, don't you? Yeah. It would be like Elon Musk.
Oh.
Elon Musk with a chainsaw.
But no, I was watching that game on, was it Thursday? It was the Celtics and the Thunder.
Yeah.
Like,
That was
even the
amazing.
announcers are just no credit to the Thunder at all.
Correct.
You know, it's like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is just this nothing player, despite the fact that he puts up 30 plus a fucking game. It's just like, the NBA's got an imaging problem, and they're not helping themselves.
No, and it really is bad because when the Lakers were just getting smashed to smithereens, right?
Oh God!
On national television, they're going, and the short-handed Lakers are down in this one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're like making excuses. When they're making excuses in the third quarter, that's when you turn off the game.
I mean, look at the Cavaliers. Our health has been good this year, but there have been plenty of games where we've been shorthanded and we've won. That's not an excuse.
If I hear one more time about Porzingis being out and the Celtics losing, I'm going to go bullet stick. Porzingis.
Tommy Heinsohn would be like something like this. First of all, with a name like Porzingis, he's illegal, okay? The second thing I can tell you goes something like this.
Send him back to the fucking...
Coming back into the... Oh, wait, snap. There goes his leg.
Wow. Yeah.
It will come to pass that Porzingis will go down and won't get up.
I could just imagine like Heinsohn talking about like Max Strus. I think I saw Max Strus at Auschwitz one time.
No, come on. As a matter of fact, I heard him say, "Yo, Commandant." I don't know what the hell that meant. And he said that he was the lever man. And I don't know what pulling the lever meant. I don't know what he meant. No. They sent the Israeli national basketball team to Auschwitz, and they played them too many minutes, and they were totally gassed.
Yeah.
I could just go on and just offend everybody out there with Tommy Heinsohn's voice.
Who the Cavs got tonight? The Grizzle?
Yeah, the Grizzlies, and it's going to be a challenge.
I get them confused with the Timberwolves for some reason. The Grizzlies and the Timberwolves. I don't know why, but it's sort of like the same color logo, and
Donovan Mitchell's out from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, they're just precautionary. The groin pull. You notice he has not been shooting from range that well, and he's had a sore groin, and they're not going to. After 2 days rest, it still doesn't feel quite right, so they're not going to let him tweak that thing and be constantly in and out and in and out.
Good point by Double B there, Joe Mazzulla.
Sounds like a fucking margarine to me. All right.
Mazzulla.
Oh God, Joe Mazzulla. Best coach in the NBA, no doubt. No diggity, no doubt. All right. So, still, Jaren Jackson is questionable. We're not going to find that out until game time.
So is DeAndre Hunter, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so he's also, but coming off sickness, there's a greater likelihood.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I don't want to see him barf all over the court. Now, Jared Jackson, that's
Speak for yourself. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh, that
Slam
has
dunk and just
happened.
unleash a fucking hurl right on top of who's their big center. Fucking
The best one was the end of a Larry Holmes fight when he hurled.
Oh, the best one was the Monday Night Football. What was it, Drew Pearson or who was it? The wide receiver that threw up in the end zone.
Yeah, but the Larry Holmes one, it was at the end of the 15th round or the 12th round, whatever they were fighting at that time. It was older Larry Holmes, and he had been taking the distance, and he literally, at the final bell, turns around and just hurls projectile vomit out of his mouth. I'll have to find out who he was fighting. Yeah, tremendous stuff. So, I mean, you've got Jaren Jackson, who is... rather important to this team. He averages almost 23 points a game. And John Morant is 22, but Desmond Bain at almost 19, Aldama, who's out at almost 13. They've got guys who can hurt you. Kennard hurt us last time. He's 3-point specialist, 44% this year from three. They got some guys who can play, and they also have Marcus Smart. Jason Lloyd. Why am I hearing his name? I thought he was dead. Right? Negative stories about any sports teams all the damn time. If you don't like living here, why are you? My God. Jason Lloyd, I really don't know anything about Jason Lloyd. I really don't. So I can't speak with any, but I can't answer your question. And if I had a bad story to tell about him.
Marcus Smart's with the Wizards. He was playing last night. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm not sure who you're referring to when you. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. They got rid of him.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart was.
No, Marcus Smart was with them, but he was shipped away.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he just got traded 2 weeks ago or
he's on the lost island that is the Washington Wizards. Boy, that team is a team full of guys who are just have no, are all the cast-offs of every.
Kyle Kuzma.
He's in
Milwaukee
now. He's in Milwaukee. You got to keep up here, man.
No, I know. I'm just spitting out names
but
that he would say.
Yeah,
Jordan Poole and
Rashawn
Holmes, who's been on 17 fucking
teams. Yeah.
Chris Middleton, who's old, and
they got some young kids though on the Bullets that are quite good. Though.
Yeah.
I still call them the Baltimore Bullets.
Malcolm Brogdon and Sadiq Bey and all these guys. Bilal Coulibaly, my favorite name ever.
That's a great name.
Coulibaly. So Aldama's out. That's 7 rebounds. If Jaren Jackson is out, that's another 6 rebounds. And that would make them weak down low. And that would be Zach Edey, who cannot stay with the Cavaliers big man.
No.
Even though Zach Edey is 7 feet tall, he averages 8 rebounds a game in 21 minutes. But you can't leave him on the court for long periods of time and really get anywhere out of it. And actually, Aldama's a power forward, and so is Jaren Jackson. So Edey is their starting center, but it's not. He's just kind of a big wall there. But if he has to, man it by himself, it's not going to be.
I think
so
they
good.
more switch. They switch from what little I've watched of them. When Edey's off the floor, they switch Jaren Jackson to like a stretch 5 kind of deal.
Yeah, and you know what I can't understand? John Morant is shooting 43.9% from the field and 29% from 3. Is he the new Derrick Rose?
Just chucking.
I mean, and he's playing for a good team, but he never has improved. He's better with a gun than he is behind the arc. He's a gifted athlete, but that's not good enough. 43.9 from the field and 29 from behind the arc. That is not the stuff of going deep into the playoffs. That's for damn sure. As far as 3-point shooters, Jaren Jackson's 36.5% and Aldama's 37.5%. And maybe both of them are not playing. Desmond Bane is going to get into a fight with somebody and foul somebody. That's what he's good for. But he does shoot about 37.7% from behind the arc. And but Kennard, I was wrong, 46.4. Now that's what a percentage from three. So Luke Kennard's a good player. He's solid. He doesn't play defense, but he comes in and does what Sam Merrill's supposed to be doing. So,
yeah, and then in May he drives around the Indy 500, with Kennard Racing.
And then he went to a French restaurant and ordered Kennard.
Kennard, yes, duck.
Oui.
Whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, very good. You see, he knew it was a duck. So Donovan will be.
You got to realize I'm 4 hours ahead of you guys, or usually 5 hours ahead. So you can't get past me. I'm already in the future.
Yeah, but if we get DeAndre Hunter back, I feel good. He's an important piece as far as, and that's the other thing I wanted to say. You've got the Cavaliers who have this really great team, and at the trade deadline, they pick up a great piece.
Correct.
DeAndre Hunter plays defense. He's got long reach. He makes big shots. He rebounds important rebounds. He has range. He can fade away and hit his shot. He is a complete basketball player who's got the same exact look on his face as Evan Mobley. It's like,
yeah,
you would have no idea whether things were going well for him or badly for him. You would never know. And here are the Browns who can't even get a second and third receiver. Should all be talking about the Cavaliers. Just shut the fuck up about the Browns. My God.
Yeah.
And Double P is questioning what the Guardians are doing. Oh, they're in for a fall, a precipitous fall.
I've been told that Class A's been wrecked from that Yankees series, and he can't throw anything now.
Well, he had a bad outing his last time out, and again, for guys who throw 101 miles an hour, you never know. And then if it gets into their head, we've seen that. So who knows? But the starting pitching is suspect. I mean, Tristan McKenzie's finished. He ain't going to go nowhere. I mean, and if they think Ben Lively is going to have another year like he did last year, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, might as well get Blake Lively.
So why are you even talking about the Guardians? You have the Cavaliers now. Live for today, folks. Joy. Feel joy.
Oh. No.
And Jeffrey is saying that he thinks that the Browns are going Travis Hunter in the draft.
Oh, that's like when they drafted Jabril Peppers and didn't know what the fuck to do with him. That would be another case of that. So
yeah, well, I don't think there's any way you can guess. The only thing I would tell you is they're going to trade the pick and
yeah.
And
get a quarterback at 22.
Yeah,
that's
and just do what they've done their entire lives, and hopefully, somebody that can't be traced will have a gun. Never mind. My goodness. And as far as the Cavaliers are concerned, you start out 15-0. Now you've won 15 more in a row. this could be the new franchise record coming up, 16, if they could win tonight. But, they play them one game at a time. And their composure has been so good that they just knuckle down and they know how to turn it on defensively. And that's what's different about this team from last year's team, even though, Bickerstaff was supposed to be
the defensive coach genius.
Yeah.
The old genius coach syndrome. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah. The Cavaliers know how to play defense, and I'm not real wild about the zone, and I don't when they get into it for too long, that's when the rebounding problems are exacerbated, because you just don't have a man to put a body on, and guys come flying in and getting second and third opportunities.
Yeah, but those are
problem.
long rebounds, though. Usually, they're not like around the. I don't mind the zone. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and Tony, you have something to say about Cade Cunningham?
Yeah, that game last night.
Where are you, Tony?
How did he disappear? He's gone. He's not here.
He's in the chat.
He's in the chat, but he's gone from. Oh, he's hanging outside. He's lurking outside in your studio.
Oh,
God, my internet blipped out. So
yeah. What do you have to say about Cade Cunningham?
Oh,
He's such a great shooter.
I watched a little bit of that Wizards Pistons game. Jesus Christ, that guy is a ball hog.
He's worse than Trae Young.
Every fucking possession was dribble, drive to the fucking lane, or put up an unadvised three. And it's like, you've got actually semi-decent talent on that team. Then they got Tobias Harris, who's not bad. They have, Malik Beasley, who can hit a three.
Yeah.
And that Durden's actually turning into a pretty decent, center. And it's just dribble, shoot. How in the fuck have they won as many games as they have?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's it was like the Cavs game when Bridges went off and got 47 points
or whatever.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that he was going to get the ball and not throw it to anyone else at the end of a game. You get the same feeling with the Pistons, is that they don't believe in their offense. Well, why would they? It's JB Bickerstaff.
There's no offense, yeah.
But he gives Cade Cunningham the green light to just go off and shoot when he wants to. But it's so different watching teams around the NBA, like watching the Lakers last night. And it became the Luka shoot, make it, and then cute smile to somebody in the
smile
audience.
At the bench, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like all about me. It's like, but what are you doing on the other side of the court? I mean, you're not participating to make the other team miss, and they weren't.
No, they were pumping them in. I mean, he looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy out there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You should turn the camera over to the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy and call
Didn't
him
the Lakers lose to the Nets the other night? Or did they end up winning that game?
I think they lost.
Yeah, I think the Nets.
Right now, the Lakers, ever since they said they're the hottest team in the NBA, they've lost like 3 in a row. And I don't think that anybody cares about the Lakers except the national media.
They're still big here in England.
No, they did. They lost to the Nets the night before.
They did.
Yeah.
The Nets almost beat the Cavs. It was just.
Yeah.
But the Lakers, everybody's going to hype up the Lakers, but yet they can't beat the lowly. I want to call them New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, let's call them New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, I might as well give you the official word that Luka's not going to play, in the final of the 4-game road trip against the Nuggets. He's managing a lingering left calf injury, a sprained right ankle, and an incredibly intense appetite. So,
well, if you put him up in mile-high air, man, he probably can't fucking breathe for playing 35 minutes. It might kill him.
I mean, it's really funny when they say the shorthanded Lakers, and you take LeBron out of it because LeBron's 40 years old and he's got a left groin strain. But I mean, well, we didn't have Rui Hachimura.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we didn't have Jackson Hayes.
Wasn't that the guy that sings Shaft?
Jackson Hayes.
Oh, that's Isaac Hayes.
They say
Who's
that
Jeff from South
Cat
Park,
Hayes
yeah?
is a bad mother.
He's a bad.
Oh, wow.
Shut your mouth.
Man. Yeah. So that's what the shorthanded means. And the Lakers organization went for it all. They went for star power. And you've already saw when the Brooklyn Nets tried that, it was Durant and Irving, and they took one look at each other and said, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Star power isn't what gets it done. The only thing that's going to get it done in the NBA as the playoffs mature are how many guys on your roster are usable and that you would count on to win an important game. And there's 10 people on the Cavaliers roster.
Oh, at least.
Nobody else can claim that. And the pace of the game, the fatigue factor, the length of the season, the jamming games, 3 games in 4 day kinds of things, jamming too many games into the back end of the schedule after the All-Star game so that they can get into this expanded playoff format, which takes more time. Unbelievable.
And it's a waste of time. They come up with the 7th and 8th seeds. I mean, it's a nightmare.
And moo to you. I just, it's all about having guys who can jump in and participate. And so I don't see any of the fans saying, well, I'm not coming back to the Rocket Arena now because Spider's only getting 30 minutes a night. I wanted to pay my money for 45 minutes from him.
Yeah.
Nobody's complaining about playing time in all this. And that's how teams, but how you're going to do it. The Cavaliers front office has done a great job. They've spent money. Dan Gilbert has spent money when he needed to spend money to get the core players, but it's not enough because the core players can get hurt. And you've got to have guys who can come off the bench and contribute. And it's, you want to know how bad it is for the Guardians?
How bad is it?
When the headline for what's going on in spring training is a calm and confident Brian Rocchio is not relaxing after his rookie success. Did I miss something?
What, he had success? What did he do last year?
Well, in the playoffs, he hit 333. But to be honest with you, during the season, he was topping everything into the ground, and he was horrific.
It was like a double play waiting to happen.
Yes. So why are you even talking about the Guardians? You've got the Cavaliers. You have a real chance, for God's sakes, a real chance to do something great.
You need to talk to these fans like you're Ironside. Like, fan, Mark.
All right, you want Ironside.
Ironside.
He's dead,
He's dead.
Mark. You gotta wait. You're dead too, Mark.
Yeah, he's dead too.
So's Eve. Nobody's gonna get any of this because who watched Ironside, for God's sakes? That was like one of the worst shows on television. A crippled guy with a bad temper, and it's like, you crippled bastard, shut the fuck up. Solve the crime and shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Oh dear.
But the thing is that he had Perry Mason's voice, but none of the kindness or humor. He was just this gruff motherfucker. And I didn't believe for a minute that he was crippled. It's a lot like you look at the screen and William Shatner playing a police officer.
Yeah.
TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
You would. It's like, no. I can't see him looking at somebody seriously and going, I got to, dirtbag. And that's what he was, it's like it was like William Shatner trying to impersonate Clint Eastwood, Inspector Callahan.
Wow.
Oh, God almighty.
It's a nightmare.
So, at any rate, anybody have anything that they want to say? Let's see what this is. Have you ever noticed that why is it that every team besides the Titans that need a quarterback is going out and getting veterans? The Steelers are looking at Aaron Rodgers, so that's not taking a quarterback. That's a run-on sentence. I didn't get the gist of that.
Yeah, that kind of, I don't know.
Is going out and getting veterans. Period. The Steelers are looking at Aaron Rodgers, so that's not taking a quarterback.
Hamilton Burger, good reference, Rick May.
Oh yeah, Hamilton Burger.
Yeah, he lost.
He died of cancer in real life. In real life, he died of cancer.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I told him to stop smoking.
Who was the detective on Perry Mason? The tall blonde, Paul something, wasn't he? His name?
Oh, Paul, the gay one.
Yeah, the detective helper guy that actually solved all the mysteries, but I can't remember.
Oh God.
Rick May will know his name.
He's looking it up probably as we speak. So I really don't have anything else to say except the Cavaliers are on at 8:00, and you know what I say: if you're paying a cable conglomerate to watch the game, cut the cord and save yourself some money.
Or you could do what I do and make money while you're watching the game.
But it's really funny because in the world of cut cords, the rates keep going up for the major, companies like YouTube TV and all. And if you scrape the bottom of the barrel to the gray areas, those people are even like cutting back on the resolution of the games,
Right.
Yeah, it's really kind of fucked up. It's like, it's like listening to, Mike Breen calling the game, and it's like, over to the blob in the corner, bang! Like, I'm not. They're amorphous and without form. Who was that? I think it was Evan Mobley out there, but I'm not sure. So 8:00. And it's in Memphis, and cheer your team on and stop talking about the Browns.
Paul Drake is the character.
Paul Drake, that's right.
Paul Drake.
And who is the woman?
That was Della.
Della Street. Wasn't that her name? Yeah.
Yeah, you notice that in the broadcast, the audio quality is getting bad too lately. Like sometimes you don't understand if the announcer is the actual announcer, if it's like Myron Cope announcing.
What I'm noticing is in all these games, it's like they've purposely mic'd Doris Burke down. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Did you blame them?
It's like they'll be talking, and it's like Breen will be, and the ball coming up the court, and bang, and then
bang.
she'll come and go. And you can't understand a word she's saying. The same thing if you're watching the game while it's going on, when they go to Serena Winters, I mean, can't they turn her mic up?
Well, the players can't even hear her half the time when she's asking them a question. Like, they have to bend
there's so
over.
much background noise in that arena, but it's like you would think they'd be prepared, but that FanDuel is not a professional going thing.
No.
Really. Wait a minute. I have to do my Serena impersonation. Serena.
You gotta get the librarian glasses on. Oh yeah, the hair back.
All right, thank you very much. I've been working on my Serena Winters, and
Yeah, she's got that hair pulled back tight.
my God, I mean,
That didn't sound very good, did
she
it?
looks like she was a customer of the Bosley hair transplant people. I don't know what the hell's up with that, but it's like, God, cover that and cover the, you know.
Oh, Rick May's making a one-eyed joke over here.
You know,
the
isn't
fuckers
that
who
the
get that.
truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll keep an eye on the sparrow. Yeah.
God almighty, that's true. Peter Falk. Stop looking at me like that. You're freaking me out. That's how we would get his confessions. All right, I'm done. I made it to the top of the hour. Thanks, everybody,
Oh,
for
there's
tuning in.
Topaz.
Topaz just had a walk by. Yep, he's.
Yeah, don't walk by Topaz. No.
Yeah.
No.
Ask him who's going to win tonight.
Hey,
Yeah,
Topaz.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to win?
No. Woof. You just go woof.
Go Cavs. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
He watches the games with me. He loves to watch the games. And he loves the halftime entertainment.
Oh, does he love the Pogoliers?
Yeah. Oh, I wish I was there.
Oh, they have to get the dog with the frisbee. I haven't seen that one for a while.
They
Yeah,
gotta get the
dogs-
chick that balances the plates on her skull.
Yeah, the chick with the plates.
Yeah.
God. All right, but thanks for tuning in, and we will be back again on Monday. And it's so nice having
never
fiber
know.
optic. You know, it's such a nice thing. I don't have to see trouble on the horizon all the time. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and until Monday, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.